Hey kitty, you wanna play? Come here, kitty, come here, come here. It's been about a beat on a bone. Hey, yo, no, you been gone.
Dude,
the king has returned. Huh?
Dude, what are you doing? It's New Comic Book Day. Let's go.
It's New Comic Book Day.
Hello,
Hello.
Captain Codebro.
And the Blacklight.
Codebro. These comics we're reviewing today are a couple weeks old because last week we decided to do Watchmen.
And this week, nothing really good came out. The only thing that I actually purchased this week was the new Iron Man.
And I bought a lot of stuff, but we're not gonna. He didn't buy it, so I can't review it by myself because he's the entertaining one. We are two bros talking Secret Warriors #2 comics. Secret Nick Fury Agent of Nothing Warriors. That's what this comic says. It's #2, and it's all right.
It's better than the first one, I think. The
Yeah,
first
definitely.
one was pretty decent, but it wasn't really enough for me. Like, the back of it had a lot of filler in it that was just like shield files, and like, while that's interesting, it's not what I paid the $3 for the comic for.
It's written by Brian Michael Bendis.
As is everything else.
Get a job, Brian Michael Bendis. This guy has the coolest job in the world. He writes every other comic book that I read. It's like, really, bro, come on. But then again, maybe that's why this one's not that good.
Right.
So
in the last issue, basically the entire issue is just setting up that Nick Fury now has a team called Caterpillar, and he realizes that S.H.I.E.L.D. has actually been a subsidiary of Hydra this entire time.
Hydra.
So this issue opens up with Baron von
Structor.
in his underwater city.
And he is talking to his bros, and his bros are Skrulls. I hate when that happens. But he knows it. He's looking back, he's like, oh, you guys are Skrulls. And he kills them. Blah, blah, blah. And then he blows up the whole city because he's like, I don't know how many Skrulls are going to be here. So I'm going to blow up the whole city. Which there's probably women in that city. So there you go again, Brian Michael Bendis. Hating women. Sexist.
Not really.
If you really think that, you're an idiot. Just saying. Brian Michael Bendis is not a sexist guy. You're an idiot.
Not seeing where you're getting that, but okay.
Anywho, Nick Fury in the next page is really sad and talking to a woman, which is weird because women are not as cool as guys, so he shouldn't be talking to her, and he's sad.
But yeah, he realizes that everything that he's ever done has all been a lie, and he's not happy about it. So,
Which is really weird to me because, from what I know of Nick Fury, he's a sneaky guy. Pretty much lies about everything to everyone and doesn't trust anyone, and that way later on he can strike. And now, the tables have turned. So he's a little bummed out, but
so a lot
he'll
of
get
this,
over it.
a lot of this issue is done in flashback type stuff where it goes back and shows what Von Strucker's been doing over the past month, like to set up his plan. And then the other part of the comic is the new team sitting around at a Chinese restaurant, I believe, maybe Japanese, but they're eating at a diner, and having their conversation.
Here's the thing about this team, is so far the character development hasn't been there enough for me to care about these people.
Right.
I don't really know any of their names. I don't really care about their names. I think this whole scene is set up really well because it's like Phobos, God of Fear, which is the only name I know in this whole team.
Only name I know and the only one that like I'm interested in at this time. Like I kind of wish I knew a little bit more about him, but that information's not really
there. Anywho, he pretty much tells all these people how they're gonna die, or if they're gonna die, or if they're gonna be huge superheroes. And I think that was neat because he kind of like made everybody went from like party mode to like awesome.
Weird. Okay. But yeah, so he does that and he tells JT that he's gonna die, and JT's like, well, here's to burning out being better than fading away, is what he says. And so he doesn't really care, or at least he's showing that he doesn't really care.
And in the middle of all of that, they decide to throw in a ad for Thor number 601, which is going to be awesome. Just
Can't
saying.
wait to read that.
Can't wait. Everything else is just kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if I care. They bring up these like old epic villains. See, the thing about this, the thing about Secret Warriors, I think, is that it's really exciting for people that have been collecting comics for 30 years.
Right.
You know, like, because they know who all these epic bad guys are. I don't know who those guys are. I don't.
And there's no backstory on them whatsoever.
Yeah.
In the comic.
But like, if you like, I've only been collecting comics for like 3 years, so like, whatever, you know. And so it's like, this is rad, and I'm excited to know more about it somewhat, but I don't know anything about it. Like, they make it out to be like this epic thing, like, oh no, Kraken and Madam Hydra and the Hive and Viper are all coming back. It's like, oh, where'd they go?
We don't know.
I have no idea. So, I mean, I wish I was older so I could get more out of this. And then it pretty much like, oh, we gotta give one more person a call and see if he wants to be a bro, and they betray a bunch of guys to summon the Gorgon.
He's a big samurai zombie looking guy. It's gonna be neat.
The Gorgon, another guy who was way before my time, I think.
But like, even though that guy's way behind my time, he looks neat, and like I'm kind of excited to read what this guy's all about. Hopefully there's some kind of backstory on him, at least a little bit, but I'm excited to read the next one.
I just want it all to fit together.
Right.
All through Secret Invasion, even if, like, you know, Spider-Man and Nick Fury had nothing to do with each other, they would fit together in pretty much every comic book, you know. So far, like, Secret Invasion, or Secret Warriors, has nothing to do with Deadpool right now. And they're both Dark Reign, you know. And, you know, Black Panther has nothing to do with Secret Warriors, the New Avengers. Or, you know, like, I want it, they all say Dark Reign on them, and I want them to all tie in. I want everyone...
Something like the Dark Avengers and the New Avengers has been doing. I think eventually that'll get around to happening. At the moment, it's not really doing that.
I'm just paying, like, you know, $4 a comic, like, and I want some more out of it. Like, I really didn't like Secret Warriors 1 or 2. They're worth reading, but if I were to go back, I wouldn't buy them.
Right. On this issue, I'm probably going to give it, like, a 2.8 or so. Like, I thought it was okay. I'm excited for the next one, but it wasn't great.
Nope. Out of respect for Brian Michael Bendis, I'm not going to give it anything less than a 1.5. But that's all. 1.5 is all I'm going to give him.